Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's restart. Ready? Tell me when you're ready.
Sure, go ahead.
What's the timestamp?
I don't care.
Cool.
It's going to be the first one.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Whole Magazine. And we have your host, Brandon Cox.
Thank you so much, Walker. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
It has been at least 3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months since we had the group, if you guys are keeping track of the whole...
And Hayes has left us. Rest in peace.
If you're
He's not dead, but he's not here.
I was about to say,
if you
not
are
dead, not
keeping
dead.
track of the whole magazine, we're on YouTube. I'm on YouTube now. I'm on YouTube.
Hello?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Yeah, good job, Cornette. The
Fuck
microphone
off.
works.
Fuck off, bitch.
You're fine.
Yeah.
I do have some videos up on the YouTube, the Facebook, stuff like that. Those are more visually sort of, we have videos popping up to where you can look at those a little bit more detail. I highly recommend you guys take a look at episode 36, available on YouTube and the Facebook, because you should be aware of what's going on right now. But I'm joined by Marcus.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing well.
And
How are you today?
Daniel.
good.
Hello.
And we have
Or Daniela
Daniel.
if he's catfishing.
Daniel. We have Daniel,
Well,
yes.
it's actually
Daniel's
Danielle.
It's Danielle if
when
he's
I
catfishing.
when I catfish.
First time on the
And-
podcast.
And Cade.
And we have
Hello.
Cade, the usual.
Hello.
And
You
of course,
heard me a
the
couple
voice
times.
of the introduction.
And then we have
Walker.
Walker, yeah.
Who thinks he's a fucking
unfortunately.
pariah, but he's just a
Isaac.
bitch.
A pariah? What are you talking about?
Hey, PG.
Yeah, we
I
have...
thought you guys liked
This is not PG.
We'll try.
This podcast, no.
No,
What's
it's
the
far
timestamp?
from it. Don't you dare.
He never does that.
Settle down.
Okay.
Yeah, you will embarrass...
last
I will
time-
will 100% let you embarrass yourself on my show. It is...
Look,
it
I'll
has-
say things.
it
If anyone
it
gets
has
offended,
happened.
I'll claim to be gay.
It
And then
has
that can't be-
happened.
they can't
Well, if
be
you
offended.
claim to be
That's
gay,
a
why did you
very-
waste like your
Or
dick?
trans.
Yeah, exactly.
That works too.
It has happened in the past. People have embarrassed
We have
themselves.
had this
See
conversation
episode
before.
13.
I've definitely embarrassed myself in episode 13.
See
Do
episode
not watch
13?
that episode.
I'm watching that episode.
It's one
now.
of our most popular ones. I'm lying. I
I
don't
had
know.
to tell my wife not to watch that episode.
Did she listen?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Does the audience know I got married?
I think so. That has been established.
What
like
audience?
the episode directly after you
There's
getting
like
it
several
married.
people from like other countries who watch it. Like,
Oh, really?
There's like some far right.
didn't know that.
No, yeah,
who
we're
watch this.
yeah, the analytics. Yeah, we're pretty all over the place.
Yeah,
I
just
did
know,
not know that.
just
So-
know that I have never heard anything.
Daniel is a new addition.
First time, I think, right?
But it's just
So
temporary.
Daniel, tell us a little bit about yourself. Whatever you're comfortable sharing to the whole internet.
Am I gonna have to stand up?
No.
No.
Shut the fuck
You're
up.
standing up
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
Tell us about yourself. Anything you want to tell the whole internet about who you are, what you do.
And where you live.
Remember,
Well,
if you work, if you work for the army, don't fucking talk about it
well, I'm not gonna talk about the fact
because
that I'm
your
in the army.
opinions should not reflect the military.
Well, my opinions
None of
don't,
mine do.
don't matter in general. So just I know
eat that
nothing
dip.
about what's going on in the world. I tend to keep an open mind on things. But for the most part, I just don't give a shit.
So-
I do enjoy spending time with friends,
Fuck yeah, dude.
family, very family oriented. I do enjoy the company of those I'm comfortable with, and
That's gonna be fun.
I
editing
do
out.
enjoy like. Okay.
Keep talking.
probably-
Don't worry.
Yeah,
it may-
no, I
it
just don't
may-
want you to like.
So you guys can't see because it's not a visual show, but Ballard has been eating snacks behind Sadio.
the
and
Yeah,
next-
there's like
weirding him out.
dip behind me, so I just don't want to
So,
get on my
folks,
jacket.
the
Anyways,
next
He just got weirded out. It's
so
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
all right.
There's a
So
little
anyways,
autism. It's okay.
yeah, pretty big on family oriented. I did come.
How do you
to-
feel about the
In-
Second Amendment?
to
That's a question.
the
I've got.
mic.
How do you feel about the Second Amendment?
I
Hang
feel
on,
second-
just ignore him. Talk into the mic a little bit more,
Okay.
and talk to me.
And
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Tell me
so
how you
are,
feel about
you're-
the Second
as far
Amendment.
as politics, you don't really
I don't.
dive too deep.
I don't dive too deep.
Okay.
Although I have been. If I have to pick a side as to a topic of what I have to, like, well, at least what I followed was
Mhm.
immigration because I'm Hispanic, and lately I've been very unsupportive of the whole ideals with the Biden administration saying
Mm-hmm.
like having open borders. I'm not up
Right.
for it. I don't support a lot of the
Would you consider yourself
Trafficking.
racist?
and
Yeah.
drug trades. I have seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
I'm very close to witnessing how it affected a lot of neighborhoods. I've
Right.
been through there, and it's not my favorite thing. And
Yeah.
lately, I have been more.
And I'm imagining it's kind of frustrating too, hearing what the Biden administration has been pushing is just the agenda and propaganda of saying that, it's all hunky dory. These are really, really good people. There's nothing bad that ever happens in these situations.
No.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they lie so much about that stuff.
so heavily. I don't appreciate a lot of things that are going on.
Yeah.
Right. Like politically, and I'm not very. Yeah, I'm not very happy about it.
Yeah.
So
No one should be.
no.
Yeah.
Majority
I
of
mean,
us-
well, I hope
majority of people aren't.
hopefully what you can get out of this podcast and the show tonight.
I don't know, man.
And folks, this is for all of you who are listening as well. Is the whole real purpose of this podcast and the show is to convey the importance of why you should keep up with politics because this stuff
for
affects
sure.
us all.
Yeah.
Right.
No, like recently, I have been more protective over my family. Like I've been
Good.
since like being up here
Mhm.
and having family right at the border. I am terrified.
It's
Yeah.
honestly,
as to what's going on.
and I don't know if my volume turned up. Okay. It's honestly one of the most important things right now that you can worry about is your family, especially if your family is in an area where it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And it really hits home for me where I don't know how it's been since the last podcast, if I've been married, if I've told the audience I've been married or not.
Yeah, I'm sure episode,
But
like right after we covered your marriage.
yeah, but so I'm married and where my wife is, I worry about.
Yeah.
Okay, Sadia.
Yeah, my phone died.
Yeah, I'm worried about, certain things, how safe my wife is, how safe my family is in certain areas. Like my little brother, he works at a restaurant right now where there's a railroad that's like a major like transportation hub essentially for essentially criminals, I'll say illegal immigrants, but dangerous types.
I think the people who are holding on to trains, getting places, aren't typically, good people.
Yeah, so it's it's something that hits home for me. There's certain areas where it's dangerous, and people.
I already know there's gonna be somebody like, well, I traveled across the United States via just holding on to a train, so it's a hobby of mine. I go camping as well.
That would be cool. Honestly,
good-
like
good
jumping
for
trains,
you.
that's cool.
You're the one
when
in
you're-
thousands.
When you're a cartel member and you're jumping across the border, it's a little bit
A
different.
little
but-
different.
Yeah. No, it's
A little different.
So a lot of times it's not recorded really. So it's a lot of underground that with cartel. It's not very
So are you saying that there's no the cartel doesn't keep like written history?
like from what I know.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of the trade, it happens publicly. People don't even know it. Like, I have witnessed through what do you call it? Through truck yards, having a lot of shipments coming in, and it's just it's just normal everyday type deal, but really it's not. Like there's diving deep. There's a lot hiding
Right.
in
Plain
Yeah.
sight, really.
plain sight. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We do have some news to get to, and I hope that you have some questions that pop up pertaining to these politics that we're about to get into.
Yeah. No, I'm very open about that.
Very open forum, this podcast. As you can see, you don't have a cut sheet, so feel free to pop anything on that you want to.
And again, the new voice is Mr. Cedillo. He's here to ask questions, hopefully further along the conversation. He says he doesn't necessarily follow a lot of current events, but he's very interested in learning about it. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
hopefully you ask a lot of questions.
The intention.
Any question? No questions, Dom. We'll
Even if
entertain it.
it's not questions, I am open to listening.
But, first, I think historically we go with a sort of alcohol review.
Yes, we do.
Okay, I am
And
not.
hopefully it's not an
have
alcohol
an
review we've already done because I see two things we've already fucking talked about.
I
Have
think
you
we
talked about this
I think
before?
I think
Maybe.
the issue is that we
Actually,
conflate.
I don't think we've talked about
I
that
think-
flavor before.
I
so
think-
we can talk about that.
I think the issue is that we conflate talking about it without microphones as having talked about it before. We have talked about it, and it's fucking delicious.
Oh yes.
So
hopefully we haven't talked about it in the podcast before, but I haven't watched the recent episodes because I'm in them. So
disclaimer.
The last time I brought this, that we did a podcast, we talked about the ciders that I brought.
let me read the bottle for this.
I can.
he should. He can read them.
Can
He
you tell us
brought them.
Can you tell the audience?
know,
Oh
what
no,
it's like- it's supposed to be like
Walker's
my
voice is
job.
very soothing. I like
It's
when
supposed to
he
be my
reads it.
job. Let me.
Can you tell the
Okay.
audience? What
And
you're
that
I
right
won't-
there is
I
why
won't
we don't
steal
let
your
them in.
jobs.
They steal our
read the
jobs.
thing. And then Ballard can
Making
hand out
Cedillo steal the
shot
job.
glasses.
There we go.
God damn it,
Pass that over to
Steele's
Walker.
stealing everyone's job.
Donkey
Fuck.
Shun.
One for you.
Okay,
Cedillo.
so
Appreciate
Pass
you.
this down.
this is Florida's finest craft spirits. Here, I'll give this one to Cornette. and you can
Appreciate
read
it.
that
Here
one.
you go.
All right, so Florida's finest craft spirits, Siesta Key, toasted coconut rum. I could have sworn we've talked about this already, but this is a small batch, family-owned distillery, distilled in something, Florida. I can't read that.
Siesta Key is
Maybe.
actually where it's from.
Sarasota, something like that.
Sarasota.
Sarasota Key. So, toasted coconut rum. And honestly, it tastes amazing. And if I were to read the back of the bottle, it says, finally, a coconut rum that doesn't taste like suntan lotion. We infuse real toasted coconut to handcraft Siesta Key toasted coconut rum. Then we bottle it at a high enough proof to know you are drinking rum. We never use artificial or liquid flavorings. You can taste the difference. You may see natural coconut and coconut oils in your bottle. We like to call it flavor. Smooth and delicious. Straight on ice. Perfect for your favorite tropical cocktails.
Okay.
Thanks for choosing Siesta Key Rum.
Yeah.
Troy Roberts, founder and distiller. Again, we're not
This isn't. We've
not
had this
sponsored.
before.
we're not sponsored. This is
By the way,
a
folks.
100% independent review. And honestly, we love
So,
this.
so
This is really, really good stuff.
yeah, before we dive in more, this is like tradition. Yeah, it's like a whole alcohol review for the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll say this is perfect. Like I'll say, I'm not very knowledgeable or experienced in drinking. So like drinking in general. So
But what are your opinions on the toasted coconut rum from Siesta Key?
I mean, I'm down.
Take a sip.
All
How
right.
does it feel? How's it taste?
Take a
It's a
sip.
shot. Do I have to
Drink
sip
shot
it
of
or
it?
just take
I-
a whole
I
Take a
put it
thing?
in
sip. Take a
It's all
sip.
up to
See
you,
how
dude.
it tastes.
We ain't forcing you
I
to
can't
fucking
talk.
take a shot.
I'm already like 6 drinks
Oh,
deep
wow.
at this point, but
It's good, right?
That is light.
It
Yeah.
So you this is by far the greatest flavored rum I've ever had. The problem is with a lot of flavored rums. And what's the price point of this, Marcus? By the way,
Going off price point, buying this from the local Total Wine, it
they
was
have a
around
$23 to $25.
$23 to $25.
That's not
Okay.
bad.
That's not bad at all.
For
That's not bad at
flavored
all.
rum, you really can't get better than that. It is delicious. I smell almond joy when I'm smelling
I
it.
do.
You
I do get.
really get the
a hit.
coconut.
It's the coconut
The
coming
toasted
through.
coconut really
smells
comes
like a fucking almond joy. It's amazing. It's
No, it is.
the
It's
bomb.
very.
It's the greatest thing.
It's very sweet.
The
I would say
toasted
it's sweet.
coconut. Yeah, it's sweet, but not overpoweringly so. It still makes it easy to drink. It is fucking easy to go down. It's 40%, 35. It's flavored.
7 proof. I don't
Okay,
know.
so
I can't do
40.
math.
So this shit
35 alcohol,
dangerous.
Yeah.
It's 35.
is.
It's
That shit-
35%
Thirty-
Yeah,
35.
math is hard for me. For a second
Cut the
there.
proof in half.
35%.
Whatever that is.
35%.
Is that really how that works?
Standard
Yep.
ball range
Absolutely.
for
Yeah, I don't know shit about alcohol.
Neither do I.
I don't drink. I don't drink as often as y'all.
Look, Brandon.
So-
As the
Brendan and
watchers
I are
know.
a
but
little
this
bit
is good. I do like this.
standard ballpark range
aficionados,
for a
connoisseurs,
hobbyist.
nerds, however you would call it.
Standardized,
understand a little bit more about
a
it.
standard sort of ballpark area for a flavored, liquor of this type.
35, 40%.
Kinda where they
That's usually
hover.
Where you see.
I'm sure the watchers know I
And if I
fucking
have
my
to
taste
toss
in
it
alcohol.
out there for anyone
100%
willing to
redneck
buy
fucking
this, and again,
get
not
fucked up as
sponsored,
fast as
He
possible.
drinks
Is
Jack
that a
Danielson
good-
Coke. That's what he drinks.
That's
good
only. Did he
version
just
of
cut
this
me
is
the
just
fuck
taking
off?
a simple shot of the toasted coconut rum and mixing
That
it with
bitch.
a pineapple juice.
Yeah, that's
It is
typically how we have been
beautifully
enjoying it.
Turn me back on, motherfucker.
Is with
I'll
pineapple
fucking
juice,
end
and it's
you.
amazing, super simple, easy to do.
I'll turn your bill. Oh, okay. You turn me back on.
Well, you just got to worry about how the podcast
Uh,
sounds. So don't be
4
too
different
offended.
conversations going on ends up to be a editorial nightmare for me. What I normally can turn around in legit 20 or
So-
30 minutes, no matter how long the episode, turns into
So
a couple
he,
hours.
He talked about whatever you guys were talking about. Now you can say the thing that you wanted to say, and people can hear it.
That's
I
crazy.
don't even know what I said.
It's fine.
Jack Daniels redneck
Yeah,
taste.
that was good.
Oh yeah. That
Poker.
my opinion on alcohol shouldn't mean anyone to people who are watching, because all I drink throughout the day is literally Jack and Coke, and I think it's the best thing in the world, which everyone in the world knows it's not. But
Jack and Coke, that's like probably one of the most ordered drinks when you go to a bar. It's margaritas, which is the most internationally adored drink.
You know what I miss?
Actually, it's probably the most favorite drink of the United States as well. But let's dive deep into.
So you know what I miss?
Hmm.
I used to go to train stations in Germany, and
here we go.
you go to like they have little convenience stores.
Always got to bring in Germany.
And you
here.
can get-
Always.
Of course, I've been to Germany. I have to tell everyone every time. Every time we have a conversation.
I'm sure
Anyway,
the viewers know.
So
We
you go
love
to-
Germany.
You go to little train stations, right? And they have this little convenience store in there with a bakery, right? And they have really good
That's like a
schnecken and little pizzas. And then you go to the side of it is like a convenience store, and they have alcohol, and they have Jack Daniel pre-mixed Jack and Coke
it's nice.
cans. And
Where
it's
the
really good.
where the fuck is this?
Germany?
We're diving
They have
into.
drinks
Come
in
on, there's no
grocery
public
stores
drinking
here.
laws in Germany other than if you cause a disturbance, it's illegal.
All right, 2 seconds, folks. So we are going into our second alcohol review because it's been a hot minute and it just feels right to give us a second go.
Damn straight.
So we're going to recap on what we just had before, which was the Siesta Key toasted coconut rum. Rum, for those of you that don't know, we're going to do a little bit of education. It is the sugars that the yeast consume is derived from sugarcane traditionally. It is then can either be aged, it could be distilled after that and then aged, or be drunk young. And it's actually really interesting if you dig into the history of alcohol. Largely, alcohol became a very regional thing very quickly. You had different regions who were able to produce alcohol out of different things. Russians, they had potatoes. In the Caribbean, they had sugarcane because it grows like grass, which it is. The Norse, the Scandinavians, the Norse, they had mead because they couldn't grow grain up
Well,
in their higher latitudes.
Realistically, mead is older than the Norse, but
It is. It goes back, and that's just the regional sort of beverage.
so I guess we'll talk about what I have in my hands.
Yes, and now go
So-
into the second thing.
We have something called Smirnoff spicy tamarind, which I'm assuming is tamarind flavor.
Yeah, that is Mexico. That's popular.
And
no,
it says
tamarind
Mexico's
is Mexican.
favorite tangy, sweet, and spicy flavor, Smirnoff. And if I read the government
It's
warning,
a Smirnoff. It's
there's
not probably going to have a very
basically just government
customized.
warning as it's on everything. There's nothing worth reading. Everyone's got a shot of the Smirnoff tamarind.
A little,
Yeah.
about a half shot
All right,
here.
3, 2, 1. Everyone take a sip.
Oh, you had me,
Oh my fucking!
It definitely
God.
tastes like tamarind, and it also tastes like the added sugar.
bro.
Okay.
Oh wow,
So-
that's staying on my throat.
You had me
That
take a shot.
reminds me so much of Lucas.
Who?
Lucas.
Absolutely. That's one of the
all
things
the
I love
fucking
this for.
I forget the name. It's that
Little
fucking
Lucas
tamarind
Mexican
candy on a
candies.
spoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lucas Beluca.
Oh,
yeah,
so
Lucas.
fucking
That
good.
is-
It is
that-
just tamarind deliciousness.
okay. That is
Yes,
bringing me
definitely
back.
Fuck you.
tastes like tamarind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Tamarind flavor tastes like tamarind.
history lesson here. So fucking Marcus over here, as a fucking payment for him to fucking mix my drinks, he says, "I'm gonna have you take a shot," and
Yeah.
I sip this, and I'm like, "Motherfucker, he had me sip this." But to the case in point, if any of the viewers try this out,
Careful, watch the telescope.
I will tell you right now, if any of y'all had the pickles, the hot mama pickles
Oh, yes.
that are spicy, it tastes just fucking like that.
Well, yeah.
Tamarind
So,
and chili.
I
It's
also
funny.
grew up in the South, and I remember what we were talking about.
Yeah.
so
Do you think it
tamarind-
tastes like that to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they use tamarind and maybe like red chili or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No. Okay. So tamarind is very popular in Mexico. They candy it. They.
What is
they put-
tamarind? What does it come from?
It's.
It's a root.
Well, yeah, it is a root.
It's a root.
The root is
Usually
the
it comes
pepper?
in like
and
a
it's
hard
it's
bean
dried and
type
crushed
shape.
into like a
Yeah.
a
A paste, really.
well it could be like a
Fresh tamarind
paste
is
or it could be
delicious.
like a powder.
Very usable. A
And-
lot of
It's
versatility
like a
out of it.
spice.
There's
No.
there's
Yeah,
a taco
get it.
truck that I live next to back home that uses it as like a powder, and they sprinkle it over your like
yeah,
shit.
but it's
Quite-
very popular in
quite tasty stuff.
Candy.
Tastes good, yeah.
It's more commonly known as tamarindo,
Mm.
and this is
Say it with the accent again.
tamarindo.
Tamarindo.
Wet as fuck right now. Fuck.
Jesus
Tamarindo.
Christ,
Jesus
Cornhead,
Lord.
shut the fuck up.
You ladies,
Let him speak
Yeah.
Spanish without getting horny.
getting corny. Is that a thing?
That's good.
We're not
Elotes?
making that a thing.
Elotes.
Elotes con tamarindo.
That's also good. I love the elote trucks.
Corn and
That would
cheese.
be-
No, I do
That's
not.
all
speak
Carts really that would
Spanish,
drive
but my
through my
wife
neighborhood.
does.
Corn and cheese.
Yeah, so I'll say this is actually bringing back memories from home.
That's good, CDO.
Even even if it's alcohol and I don't
you know,
drink.
Daniel, I'm glad that it brings back memories from home for you.
So I will say
Some nostalgia.
moving up here was the first time. I have to thank my roommate actually for breaking that seal of actually drinking alcohol.
He was a
definitely
great
broke
guy.
that seal.
He was a great guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
You know
right?
what?
Yeah, I
CDO?
know- I know
We
who you're talking
We gotta
about.
take you drinking.
I mean, I guess it depends.
Other than now, you know, like I don't like going to bars, but we gotta.
'Cause I
we gotta
was-
get you
I could
fucked.
sip
I
that
would
all
say
day.
I was that
Absolutely.
person
It's
who
so
would
damn
make
good.
plans just to get away from other plans.
If y'all do take me
So-
drinking, I
Like-
do know a very welcoming bar that's not fucking.
I mean, we all live in the barracks. May as well just like go to the barracks and fucking.
Well,
I mean,
me and another roommate, I'm not going to say his name, another guy that lives in the barracks. Y'all know him. He's our arms room guy. We have bonfires. Sadio's been to. We have bonfires out there. And if y'all want to come with us and fucking drink with this motherfucker.
Sandage. You're talking about Sandage?
So,
Well, it was
Yes,
trying
but-
to, it wasn't
Well,
trying
but
to
that's
toss
his
his
last
name
name.
out there.
We'll
We were
say
just
it
trying to.
Spill so much. But yeah, I will have
Yeah.
to thank him for actually breaking that seal
yeah.
for me.
He's
It-
a really nice dude to like
Yeah.
get your first drink in or drink
Oh,
with
yeah.
someone. Safest
It was
motherfucker you
actually
can drink with.
a screwdriver that
Ooh.
that did it for
yeah.
me. I was
Yeah.
invited to my first
all
party
right.
ever.
Enough about alcohol. It's time to get into politics.
All right.
Because
Well,
again,
We were
I'm just
gonna.
gonna finish.
Do you not
this.
want to finish off the statements of this?
we're a firearm podcast. It doesn't talk about firearms. We're
Yeah.
a politics
Yeah,
podcast. It doesn't talk about
closing-
politics.
a
We're
funny
science.
thing.
Closing notes on that. The Smirnoff
cut me
Tamarind,
off.
very
Someone-
surprising.
someone
It's
here, he cut
very it's surprising. The tamarind flavor is so fucking strong. It is delicious. If you ever have had the Lucas candy, then you know exactly what this is gonna taste like. You
Lucas,
sip it and it's
Lucas.
immediately just amazing flavor.
To throw out a surprising note, it's actually funny that this is a vodka, but throwing in at the same 35% as the rum, actually, which almost doesn't seem right because of how sweet and spicy it is. It doesn't throw off that kind of alcoholic taste.
What is that?
Yeah. So
Tell them to turn me back on.
So
Oh, I
the
can hear myself. I'm probably back
a lot of the things
We all are.
sweetness is almost in my opinion a counter flavor to alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
You won't taste it, so that's why that toasted coconut rum goes down like water, and that's why that tamarind vodka
No, it's not just.
can also go down.
It's not just sweet, but it's a perfect blend
So
of just
it's-
sweet and
Tamarind
tangy.
is-
It's sweet. It's got that tamarind
Eating
spice
fresh
that
exactly.
you
That's what I was
associate
trying
with
to
it.
get at. That
So
sweet
tamarind
and
is a
tangy.
flavor
Yeah.
that is originally from Africa, I believe. It's a certain type of like weird bean thing that grows on a tree. And I actually remember seeing it because it's naturalized to Asia, growing in Thailand. And
In my travels to
We-
Thailand.
yeah, I've traveled to Thailand, and we accidentally brought it back in a radar
Lucky
reflecting
motherfucker.
camo net and left it as a biological hazard in the motor pool
Nice.
when we refolded the camo nets.
So, if I could throw in a note about tamarind, if you actually can eat it fresh, when you get it, it's kind of almost in a husk, and you could peel the husk off.
Yeah.
And you can chew on it, with
Yeah.
not eating the seeds, obviously, but the flesh itself, the tamarind flavor itself has that like almost sour flavor. It's delicious
Yeah.
by itself. It's got a sour to sweet, almost more sour. And I think that sour in this, personally, just blend.
The sour
Perfect.
comes out definitely.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
necessarily sweet, but the sour definitely comes out in the
Yeah.
Smirnoff.
I'd like to assume that that's
No, I find it a
your
perfect
partner,
Which partner?
your
Anyway,
wife.
We can get into.
Oh no, this was all me.
That was all you?
Absolutely.
Oh, shit.
We can
Okay.
get into the first.
may be Puerto Rican, but she
subjects
just like
that were
rum.
No,
necessarily
no, not
planned.
that alcohol. I meant that you found out you can eat the flesh, like right out of the
well,
You had
ground.
planned subjects, right?
Kind
Brandon?
of, but no.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you guys have viewed the last episode, I dove into the Palestine and Hamas issue, mostly looking at the just completely out in the open support for Hamas, i.e. Palestine. People say, oh, they're different. It's like, well, once you start lifting up the flags after terrorist attacks happen, I don't care if it's Palestine or Hamas flags, yeah, it looks kind of bad. So we have those things going on. Recently, there was those Hamas flags popping up in New York City, walking around, and we're just letting it happen. I showed the showed the sort of contrast if we were to be shortly after 9/11. But granted, we are talking about two different areas, right? It did happen across the world. But if people started flying, ISIS flags just after 9/11 or Al Qaeda flags just after 9/11, I think those people would find it being a little less easy to do that stuff in New York City.
Well, you
But-
also got to think that shit is and y'all listening, you got to understand there is a difference between them doing this shit to make a point and then them flying it being like, "Hey, I support the people of my history," right? Don't think these motherfuckers are going around and be like, "Oh, this is my history." No, they're trying to get
Well,
noticed.
they're decapitating babies.
Yeah, I know. And unfortunately, the women
they
there
say
are
that, but
suffering
they don't-
quite a bit.
They say that.
Well, no.
I bet you want picture proof of the Holocaust, don't you?
No.
Yes,
so
I do.
this,
I
fucking
do.
Nazi.
This
I
is,
do.
This
I really
is,
do.
This is the thing is that Hamas is legitimate a terrorist organization, and so they've been publishing videos of them doing all the things that we've been
Regardless
saying.
of whether or not there's picture proof of them decapitating babies, I hope that I see a nuclear weapons deployment because I want to know what happens to high-rise architecture when they get hit by nuclear weapons.
You want to know what happens?
Legalize
What?
nuclear bombs.
First thing that happens, dust. All of it gone off the building.
Yeah, sure, whatever. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Shut the fuck up,
It's not
Walker.
a good test about nuclear weapons against high-rise architecture.
Just shut
anyway,
up.
I think
Stop talking.
Iran has talked about supporting Gaza in this.
Yeah,
Who?
Iran has been supporting Gaza. Palestine has been supporting Hamas.
Not surprising.
Consequently, Iran
So
is
we could
getting
see,
hot and bothered over this whole ordeal.
Yeah, and what
If
is
you've
what is
seen-
what is
if you've seen the
Israel
YouTube
doing?
channel Ryan Macbeth has a great channel about a lot of military things where he's very, very accurate and precise in a lot of the information that he gives out. And one of the quotes from Ryan Macbeth is, "World War III could have started, and we don't know it yet." And I honestly
True.
feel like that's what's going on in Israel.
What's y'all's point on Oregon being so close
Oregon being close to what?
to the conflict and Hamas and all that
What?
shit?
Wait, how?
Oregon is
Not our
south
Oregon.
of us.
Not our Oregon. Not the United States Oregon.
What are you talking about?
The English, you pronounce it Oregon. It's pronounced differently.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
But apparently it's a NATO
What else
state
did you
that's
pronounce it
right next to the shit.
Oregon.
You mean
Some
Georgia?
shit. I suppose.
No clue what you're talking about.
Did you
Um,
just fucking... Okay, I thought it was like, wow.
So
You just silenced
I
you
should
might be
have.
retarded.
I should have.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, fuck you.
So
guy.
Israel is retaliating, of course, as they should. They
Of
were
course,
just
Dick.
attacked.
They were supposed to start the attack midnight a while ago, which compared to the time now, I don't know if they did or if they've delayed it because I've seen a few different things, but we'll
Yeah.
know. We'll know later what the information is.
They are going to attack. As far as United States involvement, there's plenty of people who are like, "Yep, well, we should start leveling Iran."
Well, there's an aircraft carrier
And
off the
Palestine.
coast of Israel, the
Gerald
Gerald
R. Ford.
Yeah.
Apparently some talk of sending the Dwight D. Eisenhower over there as well.
Look, we got 2 CSGs in the Mediterranean. We're gonna do some shit.
So
right?
yeah,
Absolutely.
everyone in the United States should just hope
I'm just
that
waiting
it
to
is.
stop lust.
Everyone in the United States should hope that our
I already extended.
sort of
Get fucked.
I know.
extent of conflict in this would be doing what we're doing now and moving carrier strike groups. That is best case scenario, right? But worst case scenario is we are going into full out war. But Israel is doing wonders right now. They should be retaliating as they should. And trust me, everyone's like, well, we need to start doing stuff. Israel has been receiving billions of dollars for the past 30 years. They're going to be fine. They're going to be absolutely fine. We have been dumping a bunch of money into their defense budget as well as the Iron Dome. So they have plenty of munitions and armament, everything like that. They have it. They have it. They're
Well,
good.
coming from me, in a simple signaleer aspect, which is what I do, which is what all of us do, I would like...
Remember,
I'm
your
not...
opinions
Not
are your
branded.
own. Your opinions are your own, not of the military.
Yeah, opinions
Very
of my own.
important. That's very important to.
But
bring up.
it's not something bad. I don't wish war. I don't wish war at all. I think it's a bad thing. But I would like to see the equipment I use be used in a live combat scenario where I'm the one operating it.
Oh, instead of sitting in the motor pool,
Yeah.
not getting the correct information to use it at
rush
all
that
If
you
I
anyway.
would get stop lost and sent to war, I'd be happy. My wife would not be, which is the issue.
Yeah.
I'd be sad
Absolutely
because my
same.
wife is sad, but I would
Yeah.
be happy to go to war.
So hopefully what
I would like
happens
to go to
here,
war with you. I'm not gonna lie.
hopefully what happens here is we don't do what we've done with Ukraine, where we just start throwing money at the wall, and then when the public gets angry and stops things from going
Like
further.
we're doing with Ukraine, just throwing shit at them and letting them buy shit from us.
Well, no. They're not even buying shit from us. Well, they're buying shit from us, but we're never going to see that money.
What is it, bonds?
No. Here's the problem. Listen.
Well,
listen.
we're
No.
not sending money to
Listen,
them, we're
listen.
sending equipment.
Yeah, there's money equivalent, and it becomes really important why it's money ultimately when I describe what they're doing. People have been really pissed off. If you see polling data, not many people care about Ukraine. Nobody wants to keep on sending money and equipment to Ukraine. So they are trying to stop that in Congress. And what did Congress do? They retroactively changed the prices for all the equipment that we sent over and magically found $6 billion.
Yep.
So they go, oh, yeah, well, we're going to charge per M4, we're going to charge $5,000.
Do you believe?
Oh, well,
it's
actually,
magic?
each M4 was actually only $1,000. And so that's how they create a bunch of...
$1,000 for an M4 is more realistic, yeah.
So you get my point, though, is Congress has retroactively changed the price of all the shit that
I
they
think
sent.
sending money to Ukraine to kill Russians, regardless of the amount of money that we send, when we're not actually sending money, we're sending equipment.
They're
not sending
it's an
cash.
equivalent
They're not sending cash.
that is equivalent, and
Nice.
that's a moot point.
I don't care.
It's a moot point.
I don't care.
Cool. So everyone talks in money because they're being rational people.
They're sending a certain amount of money in
Equivalent.
not in cash, but
Yeah.
not in, but in
Correct.
equipment
Everyone understands
equivalent.
that. Everyone understands that. No one's going to sit there and give you an itemized
It's
list
a
of...
fraction.
They're sending
is a
50,000
fraction.
rounds. They're sending 50,000 rounds of blah, blah, blah. No one's saying that. They're saying they have supplied about $6 billion,
It is a
blah, blah,
fraction
blah,
of
that.
our defense
No,
department's budget,
you're right.
and they're killing Russians.
Sure, you're right. Where
That
is
is
it?
good.
Where is it going?
To kill Russians.
Okay, where's the off ramp?
To kill Russians.
That's not an off ramp.
It's good. That's
No,
a
it's
good
not.
thing. That's a good spend. That's a
I-
good expenditure.
I thought it was
Okay,
breath
what's the
mints.
end result?
Dead Russians.
How are we going to get that money
No, that's
back?
dead.
How are we going to get that?
Dead Russians.
Get back.
It's lend-lease.
Yeah, it is the.
It's
that is
unironically
the-
a lend-lease. They're in debt to us now.
that is the most.
If Ukraine survives this war, they will be in debt to us for the next 30 years.
that is the most asinine
Steadily
sort
rising
of
to
take.
100
Oh
years.
well, dead Russians. Okay, yeah, sure, cool.
It's a good thing.
That's you have to find an off ramp at some point.
For the United States, it is a good
I
thing
mean, the
that
fact
they are
that some
dead.
of the
as
Russians
far
are
as-
leaving and running away anyways because
as-
they don't want to fight. Like they just don't.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, the majority of people do not care about sending money over to Ukraine. So it's good. The funding's going to stop at some point. So who
To be-
knows how
to
that's
be
going to affect the
really
conflict?
honest, China is the biggest threat to the United States' global hegemony,
You know what's worse?
but Russia is threatening it. They're not the biggest threat, but they're threatening it.
You know what's worse
What?
is pushing Russia closer and closer to China, which is what the world is
But-
doing by shoving a bunch
but
of money
they're-
up Ukraine's ass.
They're not already necessarily not close to China.
No, but this whole ordeal has kind of solidified their relations.
Bullshit. So
Cool.
definitely killing Russians for a fraction of our defense budget. A small fraction of our defense budget is worth it.
What would be
The amount of
why,
money that we have sent
why
to
is,
Ukraine, the amount
why
of
is
equipment that
killing,
we've sent to Ukraine,
why is killing Russians good?
because the Russians are explicitly an adversary to the United States.
Okay.
And so because they're explicitly an adversary to the United States, Poland, Lithuania, other NATO allies,
Yeah.
the more people who die in Ukraine, the less people they have, less equipment, the less material they have to spend on other ventures.
I think where we're at now is that we've seen what Russia is capable of. I think internationally they're kind of
Yeah, they can't
Confident
really
being
take
like,
over
huh,
Ukraine.
they're
But
not as scary
They might have
as
been able to take over
we thought.
Ukraine if we didn't send them javelins, in-laws, the Patriot.
How long was the conflict going
MLRS.
on before we actually
They
saw
literally did not have a conflict
that they were
like
shipped?
literally 2 days
Without our
before we
ship.
were sending them shit. Like if you're talking about us sending
That's what I'm
in-laws
saying.
javelins, we've been sending them that since the start.
Yeah, well, I don't think that it's worth it. We're in what, year 2 now?
Yep.
Yeah, the Russians are new too. The amount of money that we spent on them, because you talk about like how much money we spent, right? It's all in equipment that's already
it's-
been purchased.
It's naive.
And that money goes back into the American economy.
It's
We're not sending them
incredibly-
cash. We're not sending
Yeah.
cash that's
Everyone
going to
knows
another
that.
economy.
Everyone knows
Everything's
that.
staying in the American economy.
Everyone
And
understands. The point is,
And
when we're
we've been
talking about
sending
this
them
rational
weapons and
people,
equipment that's been helping them kill Russians.
you know what's the more
And that's
rational,
what's worth it.
rational and more adult way of thinking instead of the oorah 4chan kill Russians thing is the more interesting thing is where is the diplomatic ends to this? What is going to be the end result?
The end result
What
is
is
the Russians.
what is the end result of the United
getting
States?
back-
No.
The
What
end
is
result
the
is the Russians
no
giving back
no?
the land that they've taken from the Ukraine.
What is the end result that the United States is trying to achieve?
The end result that the United States is trying to achieve is the same thing that the Ukrainians are trying to achieve: pre-war borders. That's it. Give Crimea back to the Ukrainians.
Has that been discussed by the current administration as their goals?
It's been
is that
discussed
just-
by the Ukrainians and the Russians. If you paid attention,
That's why I said U.S. goals. Why
So
would the
United
U.S.
States
send
doesn't
money?
really have a say in how the Ukrainians and the Russians?
No, that's what
communicate
I'm
with each
saying.
other.
The U.S. has their goals.
But
The U.S.
If-
has their goals.
if you had served in UCOM, you would understand
The point
that
is,
there is a certain level of readiness against the Russians,
the question was,
and the Ukrainians. are
what is
there
the
to
United States
fight Russians,
goals in supplying Ukraine with all this equipment?
not to let the Russians expand.
Okay,
That's
that
the
was
goals.
that was the question.
That's the goal.
Has that been stated by the United States presidency or the administration?
If
No,
not
there had my
explicitly,
so
implicitly, yes.
the point is that they have said fuck all. They have just been sending fuck tons of equipment over to Ukraine without any real end goal. That's
like
the
I
problem.
said, if you served in UCOM, you'd understand.
Okay, well I don't give a fuck about any of that. The point is I want my
Well, you haven't served in UCOM.
well that's great. Neither has 98% of the fucking human population in the United States.
I've served
okay?
in UCOM.
That's fucking phenomenal. I'm so happy
You know how
for you.
often
Walker.
I've
Good job.
trained?
Next
you know,
question.
You know how
That's so
often I
great.
have trained specifically with Ukrainian nationals to kill Russians?
Wow, that's so goddamn cool.
A lot.
So here's
been
my
very frequent.
point. You know my politics goal is I want my government to have clear motives and tell me what they want.
The clear motives are
When my no,
fuck
they're not.
Russia.
No, they're not. Because you
Russia
are not
sucks.
saying, oh well,
Kill
Biden
Russia.
said back in 20 whatever the fuck that this is the goal of
this
the aid
this
to
has been going on longer
Russia.
than Biden
The aid
has
to
been in
unite
the
Ukraine.
presidency. That the goal is fuck Russia,
Okay,
kill them,
Yeah.
kill Russians.
no, they haven't said that.
And we've been training the Ukrainians specifically in how to kill larger,
I think that
more
mostly is,
helicopters, more fast movers, more artillery. We've been training them how to kill
yeah.
bigger armies.
So I think
Since
everyone else who's listening to the show
2014.
understands my point is that the government has said fuck all and just keep on sending money. And you can tell that there's some weird shit going on because they retroactively go, oh, this shit's actually worth way less than we said it was. Here's more
And
equipment
a
because we
fraction-
said it.
A fraction
I-
of the defense budget has been sent
That's
to Ukraine.
phenomenal. I'm so fucking glad. The issue is
How much
is
of our
that
GDP
they
do you
are-
think has been sent to
that
Ukraine?
they're
And yet
lo-
they can pay
that
Ukraine,
they
but
are
they can't pay any.
retroactively.
How much of our GDP do you think
The
has
issue
been
is
sent to Ukraine?
the issue is I know that you're horny for killing Russians. I understand that.
Killing
I'm so
Russians
happy
is
for you.
good.
That's great. We all know that, right? Do we all know that? People on the podcast, we understand that, right?
Oh, we
Roger,
know.
Roger.
You're complaining about this. How
No,
much
I am-
of our GDP do you think has been sent to Ukraine?
Here, listen. This is my point. The issue is, if you were listening, the issue is that our government, when they were stopped by the American people and their representatives did not vote to increase the amount of shit that we're sending to Ukraine, they go, oh, well, in that case, all the shit that we sent is actually worth a lot less. And so, no, we're not going to get our money's back worth because they retroactively changed the prices of shit. So that's my point. That's the problem I have. That's the problem I have here. Is our government went, oh, well, the people don't want it, so I'm changing the price.
And
Ex post
I don't
facto.
see an argument to this because that's just
That's all I'm saying. That's
Yeah, I
the
don't
problem.
understand what point you're making.
That is the point. That is
But
the big
what
Yeah,
is
we
news.
it?
sent billions of dollars to Ukraine.
That is the big news. No.
So we sent
we
billions
sent
of dollars of equipment to Ukraine.
we sent no because if we go back to the previous amount and prices that they set things at, it's now way more because they retroactively when the U.S. people said, "Hey, representative, do not pass this bill because I'm sick and tired of supporting Ukraine's stupid war." Right? The
Ukraine doesn't have a
representatives,
stupid war. They got
the
invaded
representatives,
by the Russians.
the representatives go, "Okay, I hear you, people."
And we were training.
They try and stop
we were
it,
training the Ukrainians since
and
2014
Congress
to try to win this
Your
type of war.
anti-Russia boner is
We don't
taking
care
up
about
again.
training them.
I don't care
We're talking
about that,
us
dude.
Sending stuff.
I'm
there.
talking about the equipment. My problem is that our government, retroactively, after the people spoke, didn't do their job and go, okay, enough's enough. They
I don't think you understand
retroactively.
what retroactively means.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. We filled out our quota for the equipment that we're sending to Ukraine that was passed by a bill. We
Yep.
have to stop now. Let's have a vote to see if we're going to increase that amount.
Look,
this is how our
you
government
have-
works.
You have representation. If you don't like it, don't vote for congressman next time.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
It's not retroactively. These
Oh
are
my fucking God. I am hoping that you're just too drunk to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Everyone who is sober understands what I'm saying.
none of us are
I'm
sober.
not sober though.
Yeah.
Cedillo is. Cedillo understands what I'm
not
saying.
sober.
Cornette understands what I'm saying.
Cornette's not sober.
Yes, I
So
am.
so everyone else is able to understand
You've been
except you.
drinking more than me.
Look.
so.
What I'm saying is,
What I'm saying is I'm
Killing
really
Russians.
horny for killing Russians.
killing Russians.
Here it goes. Killing Russians is so
Is
fucking
good.
tasty.
It's good.
I'm glad. I'm not disagreeing with you, my dude.
What's the fucking point then?
Oh my God. Anyway, we're fucking moving on. That was for the fucking listeners.
I don't think you understand the argument then.
There was no argument. You were just
What was
having
the-
your
what was the
fucking
whole
rage
point?
boner of like, we got to kill Russians. We got to kill Russians. I'm just saying, I don't like it that our Congress critters decide to retroactively, which it is, they had a bill, they had to stop. They went to have a vote and say, hey, we need to send more shit to Ukraine. The American people said no, they couldn't pass the
It's a
vote. And so
fraction of the Defense Department's
I
budget.
understand that. I get it. You're gonna find every fucking solution to be like, no, it's good. Keep on doing it.
Yeah,
Keep on. I understand that.
killing
I get it.
Russians is the most base thing that America could
The
do.
political problem is our representatives going behind
Jesus
our back
wants us to
and
kill
sending
Russians.
sending shit more and saying that, oh no, this shit wasn't worth
I don't
it.
know if
Okay.
that's good to say.
Okay.
Look,
Anyway,
I'm a Christian, so I can say Jesus wants anything. It doesn't matter. Jesus wants us to kill Russians. That's how it is.
anybody have any questions?
I don't have a question.
Yeah, nothing.
You can ask me a question. I'll tell you why Jesus wants us to kill Russians.
So, Walker,
Okay.
I want you to point it. I want to put it in. This may be completely
Great.
wrong. Bro, come on now.
As a Norse pagan, go ahead.
No,
That
I'm just
has
looking
nothing
at
to
his-
do with it, but sure.
Okay.
I'm just looking at
You're
Walker's
learning
face.
papers.
Yeah,
Religion
I'm just taking out in.
But
I'm here for the experience.
As someone who doesn't know much, I am
Then you're in
miffed
for a good
by the
ride.
fact that any amount of our funds, our equipment, or anything is getting to another country to help.
Okay, well,
It is United
help you-
States.
let
Let me
help you
finish.
Picture this.
Let me finish.
Okay, we'll
Hey,
finish.
hey.
And then let me help
The
you picture
United
it.
States Fund is for who? The United States.
You're wrong.
Not the United
I've been
States, Ukraine.
muted.
Fucking
I've
Pakistan.
been
I don't
muted
know.
by this fucking communist. All right, so I'm back. All right,
You're not back anymore.
Let me help you understand.
There you go.
Okay, let me help you understand. You say the United States Fund. So think about this. During the Cold War, do you know what we did?
What?
We bought a lot of shit.
Yes.
You know what we did with that shit?
What?
Nothing, because the Cold War didn't go hot.
But you know what's crazy?
Wait.
My bad.
Wait.
Moved away.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So with that, all that shit that we bought
Drunk
during the Cold
reaction
War
timing.
that we didn't do anything with because the Cold War never went hot. Eventually, that shit expires.
Mhm.
So those javelins, those 155 millimeter artillery shells, right? Those TOW 3, TOW 2 missiles, right? Those Patriot PAC-2 missiles, right?
Okay.
All of those things that we bought during the Cold War, they expire eventually.
Yes, I'm aware.
So all of those things get put in a strategic ammo depot, right?
Yep.
So all of those things, they expire eventually. You know what we did with those? We sent them to Ukraine. You know why we sent them to Ukraine? Because they were gonna fucking go bad.
Yeah, and they were gonna go bad, right? That's what you're.
Yeah. So
okay,
we
so
spent money on these missiles
yeah,
and these bits of ammunition that were gonna go bad, and we never used them during the Cold War because we never had to do phase line vessel where the Russians are attacking. We need to do a tactical. nuke to
okay.
keep them
So
across the
with the
Vessel
history
River.
lesson, stop. What's the point? What's your point?
The point is that all of these things that we already had get sent to Ukraine, and they say, "Oh, it's $3 billion worth of shit." It's not $3 billion in cash. It's $3 billion in shit that we already had.
Oh no, it's
We're sending
actually
it to
sorry.
them.
Now it's actually only 1 billion because we changed the price of everything.
I don't give a fuck. It's $1 billion
I know his-
worth of shit that
his-
we sent to Ukraine
his-
that we already had.
Okay, I'm gonna
we already had it. It's already there.
I'm gonna give you something.
It was already
Right.
there.
I'm gonna be like, oh, actually,
It was already $1 billion worth of equipment that we already had.
It was worth
and then we
more.
sent it to
I
them.
need you to give that back too. I need
Yeah,
you to
that's
do
what
that.
Lend-Lease
Yeah.
is. And there was a law passed
If you're
called Lend-Lease.
expecting
and
anything
they
to come
owe
from
us
Ukraine,
money after after they win.
because all the money we send places, we definitely see returns. They always
It
come
doesn't matter
back.
if we see returns. The thing is, it's killing Russians.
See,
and that's
it's
like
just completely
the most base
unreasonable.
thing we
Just,
could use for.
yeah, kill Russia.
Do you understand how much Russia
Everyone
is an
here
adversary for the United
understands.
States?
Everyone here understands.
You
However,
understand
guess
how
who's
much
even
that
more
they spent
scarier?
their whole fucking life trying to ruin the American economy, the American military
They're really good at it.
position in Europe. Like
They're really
the
good at
Belarus-
it.
Because they've been
Belarus
doing
didn't
such
even-
a good job.
They've been doing such a good job.
Belarus didn't
ever
even
since the
rename
Cold
the
War.
KGB. It's still called the KGB in Belarus.
Yeah.
Right? So the
Why
Russians
would they?
have
It's
the
a great
FSB.
name.
Yeah, cruel. Yeah, great. So there's
He has such
much
a hate
shit.
boner for fucking Russia. It's so fucking adorable.
They're
dude.
literally our enemy. What am I
He is-
supposed to do?
I know.
Am I
No,
supposed to
you're
like
absolutely.
them?
You're
I'm
absolutely
surprised I
right.
can't see it coming out of his pants.
Yeah, you're
Honestly.
absolutely right.
What am I supposed to do?
No one's here saying that. No, Russia's good. Hayes isn't here. Okay.
Yeah, Hayes is
Hayes isn't
retarded.
here to
Hayes isn't
disagree
here.
with you.
Okay.
So
Anyway.
there's so much shit that Russia does that is directly in opposition to the United States, the European Union, everyone. good.
Examples.
Like think about
And
like
I
do you
invoke
like being able to say
examples.
what you like?
I
do you like
invoke
being able to say
examples.
things?
Yeah.
Russia would not let you. Do you know what they don't want you to
Well,
do? They don't
there's
want
a
you to make this
difference.
podcast. They don't want you to be able to say things that you want to do.
There's a
It's the
difference.
same thing with China, right?
There's a
The
difference.
social credit score, everything. It's the same thing.
There's a big difference.
It's not really.
Yeah, there is. Okay, guess who in our country is against you saying things? The left, right? They don't want you saying your opinions about,
Still, the
their
Constitution,
their government.
The
Guess
the
who's
Supreme Court
the
is
most
protecting you.
guess who's the most contrasting
Russia
to
would literally
the
take you
left
outside and
over
shoot you.
here.
They would literally take you into your
Yeah,
front
if you
yard.
talk bad about
kill
the
you and rape
government
your
and
wife.
say some bad things.
That's what would happen in Russia. They would take you outside and rape your wife
Yeah.
and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what would happen.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing is we're spending a marginal amount of our military expenditure
the first
to
hour of
send-
this fucking show
to
is
send some
Walker's
weapons
rage
to
boner for
Ukraine
Russia.
so that they can kill Russians.
We're gonna need to make a sticker. WRB.
You want to know the
Walker's
funny part about
rage
this?
If
boner.
I could press a button that would kill all Russians, I would do it.
Yeah, I'm sure
You
you
want
would.
to know the funny part about this?
What?
Is that this
Say the
topic
funny part.
didn't start with the whole Ukraine and Russian part.
Yeah,
it
no,
actually started
no,
with
we moved
Israel
on.
We
and
went
Iran
there,
and
yeah.
Hamas.
We were
We
with
can talk about
Hamas.
Israel,
They
Iran,
just
and Hamas.
dropped.
Yeah.
I would still kill all
I
the
don't know how we got over
Palestinians given
this.
the chance.
Israel and
Honestly, I
Hamas.
can't remember.
Yeah,
For the same
Hamas.
reasons I would kill all the Russians.
Hamas, if we're talking about like right now, October 14th is actually much more of a threat than Russia is right now.
They're decapitating babies.
Yeah, they're not
Exactly.
good people. Not very nice.
No,
Not very nice at all. In fact,
I mean, we
My
already have
least
American
favorite people.
civilians dead.
yeah, 9 total right now.
9 total civilians?
9 total American civilians in
Yes.
Israel.
Oh, okay. You only care about Americans. That's fine.
Okay,
I understand that. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying like, oh,
Even
okay,
also-
only 9 people is a little low, but
also,
I
I
Americans
don't.
only. So
I
it's
don't
like, okay,
like.
that's
I don't like Hamas to begin with because I
don't
think
like
that their
hummus.
moral code is
hummus as a chip dip is like not that great.
There is probably 9 billion other podcasts that have also made the same joke.
I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm
making a
just
joke right
saying
now.
it's good. It's good. There's a reason why it's been used. It's a good one.
stick to the tradition.
Stick to the-
wanna
stick to what
see-
works.
I want to see a nuclear weapon deployed so I can see what happens to high-rise buildings.
Yeah.
That's all
Oh
I
yeah.
wanna see.
Deja vu. Now
I'm
we're just
like,
circling
yo,
right
this is-
back, folks. This has just been a journey of Walker's mind.
Hey guys,
It's a
I'm new
walk with
here.
Walker.
You ever seen
Oh.
a nuclear test against high-rise
That would
buildings?
be
It's a
No,
walk.
it's
It's a
section
walk with.
for a
I've seen
podcast.
second story ones. Not as impressive. I
Not
want to see like a
high-rise.
75
Yeah,
story
like a
building.
skyscraper.
Exactly. You've not seen that.
I want to see a
what happens.
75 story building.
I want to see what happens.
I don't think it's good.
And I want Iran to get nuked too, because
Okay.
I fucking hate Iran
I'm not gonna.
for a lot of reasons. I hate
I'm
Iran.
not gonna.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I think we have justification on that.
There's
one,
a little bit of a
direct
history to
actual
this in there, but,
conflicts.
Yeah, just
Legit-
like read
legit
any history.
actually-
see what Iran has done. Then
Con-
you hate him too.
actually have killed American people. Yeah,
Yeah.
Iran,
yeah.
also Israel with the use
No,
of
actually,
liberty,
I
but we won't
woke.
talk about that because that's anti-Semitic.
Oh, dear
Apparently.
God.
But I don't care about Israel so much with the USS Liberty as much as I care about Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine like the Navy boats that they captured and then paraded the members
Yeah.
around. Fuck Iran.
Okay. Well, anyway,
I think we should sink their navy again.
Let's-
Operation Grasshopper V2. Kill him.
all right. Anybody have a question pertaining to almost anything at this point? Anything to get us away from
We can talk about
the Walker's rage
we
boner?
can talk about a lot of things. As much as I hate Iran, we can talk about
And here he goes again. He could not leave it
Duncan-
out of his goddamn
we can-
words.
we can
It
talk
had
about
to come.
Duncan v. Bonta
It had to come back.
and how that works with the
Go
Bruin
ahead.
decision.
Go ahead.
Let's
please,
talk
for the
about
love
the
of God.
fucking
Do
thing
the-
Congress tried to pass where they try to rush a bill. And there was like, they were
I'll be
saying,
back. I'll be back. Just keep talking.
Watch
Okay.
the telescope, please, for the love of God.
I can't remember
Pretty
what it
please.
was. Some of our coworkers were talking about it in the motor pool. It was something about them trying to pass a bill where they were trying to rush it and be like, "Hey, you don't have time to read this." They gave them the bill literally 20 minutes before they were supposed to discuss it. And one of the speakers, smart as fuck, I think this is based as shit. He says, "Okay, because when you pass bills, I'm not sure if any of y'all know this, listening anyways. I'm sure these three smart motherfuckers
No, it's
do.
all, everything is new to me.
When you go and pass a bill, you have there's no time limit on how long you can speak. Most Congress and stuff like that, there's a time limit, usually between 30 45 minutes. So one of the motherfuckers that said, "Hey, this is bullshit," said, "I'm going to go up and I'm going to talk for as long as I can so these motherfuckers can read it and see what's in this bill." He talks for almost 2 hours. Just nonsense. So everyone can read it. And these motherfuckers hid inside that bill a fucking increasing Congress's pay. Hidden. It was
Beautiful.
It was 4 sentences
So
in like
Beautiful.
almost
Can I-
the middle.
yeah, can I add? So they want to. Okay, sorry. This kind of hits a hard spot. Especially not being paid and all. It's about the fact that they want to hide getting paid, paying the Congress more when they were almost not willing to pay the military at all.
Yeah.
I got
Anybody want to bring that
you
up?
can,
I
you
mean,
can thank
the
Republicans.
45-day extension that they did.
You can thank
and-
Republicans for getting that
Oh,
through.
yeah.
They were
Yeah.
they were
Amazing.
really about to
Didn't
just be
they
like, no.
Didn't some of those motherfuckers stay up for almost 48 hours and they're like, "This is bullshit.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay here
so
until it's
here's,
solved."
here's the thing.
last fucking moment they passed the 45-day fucking extension. It's like, what the
So we have, that happens. That shit happens all the time. The last time that I was as public as a voted pay increase was in 2009, where Congress voted to not, I believe.
What about 2021?
Now we have the recent issues. I'm sure there was a fuck ton of shit hidden in the omnibus bill. The omnibus was a massive bill which hid fuck tons of shit. Do you want to know how long that bill was?
Wasn't
Give
it
me,
like
give me a page count.
wasn't it like
let's say
close to, like,
random number.
800?
I'm gonna go 2. Oh no, yeah, it's gonna be more than 2. I'd say 379.
I-
379, 800.
I remember us having a conversation
It
in the
was
motor pool with
it
this.
was about 2,000 pages.
I was wrong.
Whoa.
It was 2,000 pages around that ballpark area. That
Well,
could
I'm
fit
fucking
the Bible, the Lord of the Rings series, and some other books. Yeah, that's how many fucking pages that this bill was. And what is the goal? Oh, it's literally just to hide a bunch of bullshit. They have all the nice, neat stuff that looks really good on voter ballots at the front, and then they have all the sneaky, disgusting bullshit that they want to hide in the later pages. 2 fucking 1,000 pages, and they're expected to review everything. Yeah, no. You know what would be the greatest bill that they could pass in Congress is that there's none of this compound bill shit. It is a single bill pertaining to a single issue, and that is it.
Yeah, because right now
There is not a bill that can contain shit about border control and a bill talking about student loan debt. You can't just mesh the two together.
because I'm not sure if the viewers know, because right now
Because
a bill can be passed and it can have multitudes of things in it.
It can have 2,000 fucking pages worth of topics.
Yeah.
Every single page is different.
Here's the
Yeah.
problem. So what we got is we have people
I was wondering what you're doing.
the 2,000 pages. There could have been all matter of shit.
Walker's back.
Could have all matter of shit in there. And so a great bill would be what I would call the United States Legislation Protection Act, which is a bill, a law that would be passed that says a bill that is trying to be passed through Congress can only pertain to one particular topic. So we're going to have a border patrol or border control bill, and it only contains things about border control. And it should be at most fucking 8 pages.
So
right? Something simple, clear cut. What do we want to do? How are we going to do it? Okay. None of this extra bullshit that they have. It's actually criminal.
Well,
it should be criminal.
No,
The
I
thing
feel like
is-
they're
oh.
undecisive.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say
No,
I completely agree with that.
They're not.
The unfortunate part is they will be undecisive. People will try and be like, "Oh, you say it's one problem, and yeah, we're putting this all into one problem." They may be like, "Oh, hey, everything that's related to this one topic, even though we put 5 different things in there, only goes to this one topic." They're gonna try and smush things together and still, fuck around basically. And I think that's absolutely stupid that they're doing this anyways. But, hey, all they want to do is make money and fuck.
So you know how it usually goes in Congress? Whenever the Democrats have this bullshit bill, it has a bunch of the usual Democrat, voter give me's where they have a bunch of these, throw out the money to the people bills, parts in the front, and they have all their bullshit in the back. And the responsible Republicans and conservatives go through that. They look at all that stuff and be like, wow, there's a lot of messed up shit in here. There's a lot of shit in here, that could protect, that get rid of parents' rights. Okay, we can't have that. So we're going to vote no. And then the Democrats come in later and say, look at this bill. Look at what we were trying to do for you American people. And look at what the evil Republicans did. They stopped that. They stopped that from getting to you. Boo, bad Republicans.
Take everything out. That's
They're
the reason
evil.
they stopped.
So that's how it usually goes pretty regularly on the regular.
But going on what you were saying, Walker, you know how we have policies, right? In our current job. And let's be real, a lot of them we don't follow because they're fucking stupid as shit. And a lot of people don't. Same thing with fucking them. They're supposed to, when processing a bill, they
I'm
bring
gonna
it
be
up.
serious here. I follow every regulation that the Army tells me I need to.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you know every fucking page, dude.
Every fucking time they're when they're supposed to bring up a bill, they're supposed to, in relation to how long this bill is. So, say for example that 2,000 page one, they're supposed to bring it up 2 weeks in advance, so they have time to go over it, stimulate their ideas, and argue it. But that's a policy, not a rule.
I just think that the principle alone of being able to have a bill that contains things on all matter of thing is just flawed from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's so asinine that I can't believe that we are allowing that to still go on in our modern. Of course, I know how we're doing it because, it's in the people's best interest at the top. So that's why. Yeah, another thing that's awful. Congress critters being worth millions of dollars.
That's stupid.
That's kind of crazy if you sit down there and think about that. Joe Biden, I think his net worth is
It's
millions and millions of tens of millions of
if
dollars.
you look it up too, his
Hey,
shit
Google.
skyrocketed when he hit presidency.
What is Joe Biden's net worth?
On the website Forbes.com, they say by Zach Everson, Forbes staff, he recently Biden is worth an estimated $10 million.
$10 million.
When he took office.
$10 million when he took office.
It was 8 million.
Google, that's enough.
From what so Google was speaking, but it had a page going up that I read in advance. 10 million when he entered office, 8 million before he went into office.
So he took office and increased his net worth by $2 million.
Google, shut the fuck up.
So, yeah.
I love you though, Google.
The base Congress person gets $172,000 a year, as well as a $3 million allowance for staffing and building and office costs. The Speaker of the House gets some odd $200,000. All for them to, fuck up our country. That's super, super awesome.
Well, if you ever go to those places, I've never personally went. You ever go to those places? That millions that they get for that place is not going to the building or staff.
Yeah.
It's
here's
not.
my thing. Oh, well, they also have to have money for their housing and stuff like that to have a house in Washington, D.C., as well as wherever state they're from. So here's my thing. If it works for the military, it should work for people in our government too. Maybe Congress people should get BAH.
Yeah.
I think that's completely fine.
And then the people who
Is
don't
he taking a 9?
can't have that, guess where they're going to live?
Yeah.
Barracks.
Yep. Sure.
I have no problem living in there.
Like it. If you look at the founding fathers' intention on Congress, it was supposed to be a civic duty kind of thing, whereby somebody wouldn't even get paid for it. Like you did it because you wanted to make
Yeah.
a difference. You want to make life better. and they've changed that to be a decades-long career
I was going to offer you more.
of fucking things up. It's
Yeah.
great. Wild.
Let's be real though. If it wasn't paid, like for example, in me working in the military, if it wasn't paid, I'd still join, but not for the righteous reasons you think. Sure, fuck yeah, I'm helping the country. Bet. Easy. That's side piece. If I join, the amount of benefits,
America,
fuck yeah, the amount of benefits they would probably give you that aren't cash money, I'd still join for. My full dental, my full health.
It's Brandon's rant time about the
Okay,
Army.
here we go. What is I'm saying is wrong.
Bring it, buddy.
So, you have issues right now with your pay. You've
Oh,
only got
I would
one
love to
shot.
go into it, but
Your issues with your pay, the the inefficiencies has to be the most aggravating part about the military. When we're doing operations, we're incredibly effective and we're incredibly deadly because you know why? Because we have people whose entire purpose, even while in garrison, it is training to kill people. So we are incredibly effective out on the battlefield. Agreed.
yeah.
In garrison, it is a fucking shit show, right? And if you are not an important enough unit where you are going to be going out of the wire and doing cool badass shit, your life is very sad. It is very sad in garrison. The only time I've had fun in the military is out on field exercises.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Remember, we're the first and best expeditionary unit, though.
Yeah, right.
Allegedly.
We get all the spending. We get all
fair
the money.
enough.
We get all the nice new equipment. Huh?
Hold up. Expeditionary?
Enhance.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So
haven't
here's
been
this
there for
thing:
fucking
is
2 weeks,
here's a
3
thing.
weeks.
Here's a part of the Army that could be absolutely eradicated and ultimately automated. Right? Finance office.
Yes,
All right,
please.
folks
Fuck.
who are listening who are not in the know. Every base has a finance office where service members can go to. Here's the thing: is you go there because of your pay issues, right? You do pay inquiries and stuff like that to see if there's any issues with your pay. And so, if you have issues with your pay, you have to submit the bureaucratic paperwork and do shit that way. And then these people sit on your paperwork for months before actually getting back to you with a decision or whether or not they fixed it. I think everybody
Yep.
could sit there and tell me that the job could be automated.
I was about to say it's 50, so watch out.
The
But
job
you hit
could
it.
be automated.
They just hit a vape. So, in case.
The job can be automated super easily. You submit paperwork through iPerms and then, oh shit, oh wow, it's fixed, done. A computer can easily scan your documents, see how appropriate things are, and fix it like that.
And it would make everything so much easier. I mean,
It would make
just
it.
simplifying the process in one of not having the human touch of having to take one paper, put it
Yeah.
over here, scan it,
Yeah.
put it back on here, and then email it to another person 2 desks away from you
Yeah.
in the first place. Makes it so. It would just be so better if
But
we
think,
just
but think about
minimize
the
all that
delay
little
in
fucking shit.
Another
personnel
issue
having
is
to
the fact that
learn. Like people are slow when it comes to automated shit. Like when they changed it to fucking what was it, IPSA? Nobody fucking knew.
I said
like-
iPerms, didn't I? So that's what I meant
you
to
did
say.
Ibra.
Yeah,
I
no,
meant to
but
say
well,
IPSA.
same shit. But like again,
Well,
whenever
I
it
have
every
thing about
fucking
that.
time it transfers over to like some new programs, nobody knows how to use it, and
Yep.
no one does know how to use it until like, but I don't know how many months. Like
Ages.
fucking
Far
ages.
too long.
Yeah,
Inefficiency. It's all inefficient.
and then once they do, the amount of time for it to get processed through.
Yeah.
Like I know for a fucking fact it's not gonna be like right away.
The
Like, as soon as-
incentive structures as well in the military for people to do things,
Yeah.
like for example, officers doing bullshit training exercises that ultimately get nothing done just so they can write something on their
Well, I
OERs
think, yeah,
to make
put those
themselves
up.
look better. It's crazy.
Actually, when you come back, you can put. I have a thing about IPSA in itself, and I think it's hilarious, honestly, because when I went to finance just this last week, right? I'm sorry, this is almost funny enough to make me laugh without being able to talk. I went to finance because obviously I didn't get paid, and I was like, hey, I need my paycheck like to live. It's not like I get paid a lot, so kind of need it. Walked in there, had to do some paperwork, had to revoke some orders because they decided to give me orders when I didn't even request for them.
Nice.
Amazing.
Standard practice.
So I had to revoke those, give the revoked orders to finance, and then they looked at me and went, okay, we can put that in the system. Now you have to go to S1 because they have training to be able to put in an inquiry through IPSA to then request the money that I am owed, my bonus for my contract. And I'm like, you guys can't do that. It's a simple thing on IPSA, apparently. But they're like, no, we didn't get the training to be able to use IPSA, the program we switched to, by the way. And S1 was supposed to get the training for our battalion. I get to S1 and they're like, oh, we don't know how to do that. We were never given any training for IPSA. Sorry. I'm sorry. What? The people who were supposed to get the training never got the
Holy
training?
crap.
And so then I have to go back to my company to then do a couple extra papers to then request getting the paper to do the pay inquiry and then be able to give the pay inquiry paper to S1, to which then they can request
Simply
from finance
baffling.
to then give me my money.
Yeah. I don't. It just,
What
there's
kind of
no
stupid
fucking
shit?
reason. There's no reason for that shit.
How you feeling over there, buddy?
Okay. We have been going for.
There's a certain amount of alcohol I can endure, and we've passed that point.
We?
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 Hey guys,
Nah. Okay.
Do you want to go buy some Jello
So
shots?
we're. I don't need him throwing up in my fucking sink again.
I'm pretty sure I'm sober.
He didn't throw up last time.
Yeah.
Remember? He just
Look.
took all the
Well.
Jello shots.
All right.
Yeah.
We are going to bring this episode to an end here and digress
We
heavily.
didn't even bring any of the
No, we
the
did
race
not.
stuff coming in about your guy
Mm,
on your
well,
little thing.
no, I've covered that in previous.
If I cleaned up my mess, it's like it didn't happen.
I mean, that's the whole point of
Oh,
dating.
Brandon,
actually, something I
where's
was
the
going to ask
plunger?
you about. I can't remember. I don't know if this was a recent thing. I don't know if you even already talked about this, but along with the military building, they weren't trying to pass to give us our money and everything. Did you hear about the trans rights and bills that they were holding off and trying to push and everything?
Yeah,
Friends aren't
in
real.
the military, they were threatening to not designate officers unless they passed this transgender legislation
Yes.
for the army.
Well,
Or the
another part
military,
of that.
sorry.
So I thought that was interesting. But another part of it that I thought was really interesting was when they went up to argue for it, right? And they're sitting there arguing to be able to have it passed so that there could be medical representation
Yeah.
that specialized in that field, right? And then they're sitting there saying the simple fact of, you're not giving us any medical, you're not helping us, and yada, yada. And I'm like, wait a second. Not giving you any medical? I mean, it's already included. You're just asking for specialists
It's
now.
not free.
It's
Or
not-
it's,
it's
it's
not-
free
it's-
realistically, but you
Realistically.
are covered entirely. You just want to go kill your baby whenever you want.
Yes.
Under the government's dollar, you want to go on TDY, you want to get the full maternity leave. Sorry, parental leave. Because, apparently women aren't the only people that can have babies.
That's amazing.
You want
It's not
to
real.
be able to go kill your babies on the company's dime, go on TDY, get paid for this whole endeavor, and get all the leave that you want. Cool. Yeah, no, thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah, not a chance. Really, come on now. And this is they've been really digging into the whole wokeness and the craziness into the military, and there's it's good reason because it's less
Here's my thing.
less
I
rigor
completely
in the way than the United States as a whole. You can put a lot more shit through the military than you can through the United States people.
Oh, definitely. My thing is, I completely agree. Hey, if you need help, if you need there to be a bill for specialists to be able to help people in that sense, if they want to believe whatever they want to believe and they need to have their medication or have somebody to talk to, go ahead. But if you want to take everything else for granted and just be taking shit for free, especially when it's thousands of dollars
It's-
and you want to ruin other people's lives and
it's
not
simple.
give a fuck.
We're in a time of compromise, but compromising has gotten us to the point where we can start pushing radical ideology onto children. So here's my idea for a compromise for the military wanting to do what they're wanting to do. It's very simple. Okay. Miss so and so of the United States Army, if you want to go kill your baby, cool. You will go there on a weekend to a designated facility that's nowhere far. You're going to go there. You're going to have your baby ripped out of you, and then you're going to be back to work on PT on Monday.
Absolutely.
Sounds about right.
Okay. Yeah, maternity leave, parental leave is for a parent. You just killed your child. Your child is dead on your orders. You're not a parent. You do not have you're not a parent. Sorry. Not sorry. Honestly.
You don't get the leave for it?
You don't get
ain't
the
getting
damn
the
leave.
money for it. You ain't getting the time off for it.
You're going to be back. It's going to be on a weekend, so we're taking up your fucking time since we're paying for the damn thing. We're going to pay for it, but it's going to be on a weekend, on a Saturday, and you're going to go there, and you're going to come back, and we'll see you on PT on Monday morning. Because I don't think in my heart of hearts that somebody who is going to a abortion clinic to kill their baby needs time to recover emotionally from this, which is the intention of it. You know what?
There are specific times.
No, the statistical truth is 80% of women who do have an abortion are 3 to 10 times more likely to try to commit suicide.
Wow.
Yeah, this has been covered on a previous podcast. Yeah, the statistics for post-abortion women and their mental issues after are not pretty. So you're not showing compassion by saying, go on, sport, go and get that abortion.
Do we want to do the math on female suicides to male suicides then, though?
Well, men don't have to have abortions, but,
men's got to bottle up their feelings.
You know what I'm seeing a lot on social media right now? Well, I'm not seeing it. My wife is sharing them with me. There are a lot of women on social media complaining about their relationships. Okay? A woman wearing a shirt. I love having to raise my husband. Right? It was a shirt, right? Hee hee ha ha. Cool. Insert, if a man doesn't know his kid's shoe sizes, you got to leave him, right? Is another caption you'll see on these videos. Now, here's a hot take, right? It's very traditional. It's gender roles. Oh no. Dun dun dun. Here we go. Let me break it down for you. Okay?
I'm out.
So men and women are complementary. They're different, but they're complementary, right? A woman, your wife is going to be better at things than you.
Oh yeah.
Get over it.
For sure. Yeah.
It's your job to understand that she's going to be better at those things, right? What are those things? Well, if you're going through the more sort of usual scope of things, maternal love, right? She's going to know every single thing that there is about that child. She is going to know the half sizes of her kid's foot at all times throughout their life. Won't even have to go and check. She'll be able to go to the store without her kid, buy them a pair of shoes, and they will fucking fit. Okay?
Absolutely.
A father is probably going to have to text his wife and be like, "Hey, honey, what size are they in right now?" And at glance, it's like, okay, well, I can kind of see why that's frustrating. No. Here's the reason, folks. Okay, men and women are different. A man's job, a man's primary focus is providing. Okay, a man's primary focus is providing the funds for that wife to go out there and buy their kids shoes. You see where we're at? It is the man's priority to say, okay, by Friday, I'm going to have this much and we're going to be good. Okay, cool. That is the man's priority. Okay. And here it goes further. Guess what that relationship status of that woman? Single.
Yeah.
She's a single mother.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why? Because she has fallen prey to this mentality of these women on social media claiming like, God, these men out here, not knowing their kids' shoe size. It's that you gotta dump them.
And that's the environment that they're drawn to. Really, like they follow media. I don't know shit about
this is the problem is
TikTok.
They don't have the mental capacity to be like, well, no.
Exactly.
But it's da.
That's what they said.
Well, no, but he's actually really good about this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
And they always go,
Find
right
the
here,
negative,
this is the thing that I'm
point it
angry
out,
about.
expand it.
And I'm going to focus on it and it's going to ruin my marriage.
Ironically, I had a interaction a couple of weeks ago. I went out to a date with a woman I met a couple weeks before this. And she was like, "Hey, I feel comfortable going on a date with you." I'm like, "Bet." I know this really nice restaurant that we can go to. Just know this. I will pay for you, but there will be like an expense limit, you know? I was willing to pay $400 for the night. You know, it's pretty damn expensive considering.
$400.
Yeah.
$400.
Is
Yes.
it just for the dinner or for the whole date? Like, were you doing
The whole
separate
date.
things?
That's
Whole
just
date.
the budget that they're
Okay.
setting.
Yeah. And I told her this, and she was like, fine, that's awesome. I'm like, bet, too easy. We go out. I come to find out, we're sitting there in this restaurant. It's out in Tacoma. Can't pronounce the name. It's French, obviously.
Olive
And
Garden.
we're sitting there
Olive Garden.
eating.
That's good.
that was good, Theo. And we're sitting there eating, and she gets up to go to the restroom, and I'm like, yep. And then someone else sits at my table, and I'm like, who are you? And the female was sitting there, and she's like, who? I'm like, who are you? And she's like, oh, I'm so and so friend, the woman I was dating at the time. And I'm like, why are you here? Did you just see her and we're like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to her for a second? You know, thinking casual friends see each other in public. I'm gonna go talk to her for a second and leave. No, the female invited her to the date so she could eat, and then they proceed to order some of the most expensive shit on that menu. The bill came out to $800. So I, as an individual who knows what's happening, gets up and tells the female now, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. I didn't go when you went because I didn't want to leave the food alone. I get up and I fucking leave.
Yeah, here's another hot thing here. Hey, women, what the fuck?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What is that behavior? What is that behavior? Hey, yeah, listen, Linda. Okay, whoever you met at this, wherever the fuck. Okay, you're not going to be happy.
Oh no.
You're not going to find a man that's going to tolerate that shit.
No.
And is going to provide for you, right? Video circling, right, on social media. Girl goes out with a guy, was asked out on a date, says, hey, I'm going to go take you out for drinks. Okay? Drinks. Very cut and clear. We understand what that's going to entail. She goes, this is in New Orleans, she goes to this restaurant with this gentleman, is on her phone the entire time recording this ordeal of her ordering 4 dozen oysters
No.
at $15 a dozen.
Holy shit.
Okay. Proceeds to add to like country potatoes,
$60.
plenty of drinks, and shit like that. Bill comes out to $200.
Mm.
Okay. The gentleman who offered this woman, Ted, I'm going to take you out for drinks, has a $9 drink. Okay. He gets up. No, not to mention how rude it is to be on your fucking phone when you're asked out on a date, recording yourself slurping oysters.
Yeah.
The most classiest woman you can find.
No.
And legit guy does a little fucking dash, goes to the bathroom, doesn't come back. And she is the one that's appalled. She is the one that's surprised. And he's like, yeah, I'll cash app you the $9 that I spent for my drink.
Yeah.
But you ordered 200 fucking some odd dollars worth of food. 4 dozen oysters. And she even mentions in the video that he was giving me weird looks and shit like that. Yeah, maybe your behavior is appalling.
I wonder why.
Did you ever think of that for like 5 seconds? No.
Oh, yeah. When I go on a date, if the woman brings out a phone and what he did right
No,
if the
that
phone comes
is a
out, she
pet
checks
peeve
it
for
and
both
puts
me.
it down.
that,
that's usually okay.
that's what I was getting to say. Like checking it, shit. My line of work, I have to check my phone every once in a while.
She was like this.
Yeah.
Flash on, recording herself in a fucking restaurant of her guzzling oysters down her gullet.
Because if
It's
you
probably, like,
cannot
live
take the
streaming some
time,
no,
Where's the
No?
manners?
of course, it's just posted on social media.
Ew.
And
See,
then
the
you have
way
a bunch
I-
of women. The problem is you have a bunch of women
yeah,
posting on her side.
yeah, oh yeah,
Oh, what a piece of shit. What a piece of shit.
No.
And there's a reason why men are more likely to kill themselves.
and to be fair, like when I see that, not to her, to
I
us,
have another thing for you after
and
this.
Yeah, I got something to bring up.
when a
too.
woman
After
does
this.
that, it's not only, oh, that's rude. A lot of people can get past the rude stuff. To be honest, a lot of people can do that. It's what, in my eyes, I'm sitting there thinking, all right, she's on her phone the whole time. If I have a baby with this woman, will she be on her phone or will she be watching the kid to make sure he doesn't pull a knife from the fucking cabinet?
For me, my thoughts wouldn't even gone that far.
Fair enough.
It would have been like, this is a piece of shit of a human being.
Mhm.
Goodbye.
Is she willing
I
to
will
be on
never
her phone,
fucking
or is she
talk to
willing
you
to
again.
spend time with me? It's that's
Exactly.
as simple as that.
Yeah.
No.
And I think she knew the game she was trying to play from the get-go, and so this person is going to wind up alone and be very, very fucking sad. That's what's going to happen. She's going to be very sad.
On that topic of where you were saying that other females are ganging up, being on her side, I just I saw a news article recently that honestly surprised me in a way that I kind of just had to sit back and think about it. Man and a wife, husband and wife, going to a mall, go shopping. He sits outside of a store with his baby. Man, wife, baby in a carrier.
Yeah.
Easy, simple situation.
Standard
He's sitting
practice, really.
on the bench with the baby. He's rocking the baby and he's on his phone. She's inside some store doing something, whatever, yada, yada. And he's sitting there and a random lady comes by, says hello, and tries grabbing the baby carrier and just starts walking away with it. Starts walking away with the baby. His baby. Their baby. And just starts walking away with it. He gets up, grabs the carrier, and it's like, hey, what are you doing? And she starts screaming. Hey, he's trying to steal the baby, yada, yada.
God.
You know, because she's trying to steal the baby. People come over and they kick him down. They start beating the shit out of him. Like, beating the absolute shit out of him. And he's just trying to get his baby. Like, he's crying and everything. The wife comes out and just comes up and just like grabs the baby carrier. Doesn't even ask. Like, grabs the baby carrier and like, what the fuck are you doing with my baby? Why are you guys hitting my husband? And at that point, she leaves. Nobody knows what happened. She just leaves, right? And at that point, they're talking to security officers and everything like that. People are still blaming him,
of course,
for trying to take the baby when it was his own baby. And I'm like,
yeah,
what do you fucking mean?
How could
Like,
there have been nobody sitting around locally who could have vouched for the guy? It's like, that guy's been there for like 10 fucking minutes with his baby.
He was sitting like on security cameras. The wife goes in. He's on there. He's like literally sitting there on his phone, baby right here, right next to him. Like, I mean, you saw the whole interaction of him sitting there, and the lady comes up, just grabs it and starts walking away. And he's like, what the hell?
You know what? This is the thing. You know what? You know why she won? Because she was the first to fucking yell.
Absolutely.
Hey, folks, here's a little tip. In this situation, you be the first to yell. If somebody is touching my fucking stroller with my kids in it, you're going to hear me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're going to fucking hear me loud and clear.
That's what I'm going to fucking say.
You're going to hear me loud and fucking clear. I'm the first one to talk. I will be the last to talk. Okay? That is how you win these situations.
Loudest.
Men, listen, you are at a disadvantage in almost everything.
Yeah.
In our modern day, okay? You are the last to be believed in situations of domestic violence. You are the last to be believed in this situation here where somebody just came up to you and fucking started walking away with your baby and started screaming, and then you were beaten the shit out of.
Come to domestic violence. Have you seen some of the cases recently where I can't remember. It's Jeremy, something like that. He 8 years in prison, gets out, because apparently his wife blamed him for beating him up in front of her children and everything like that. She decides after the 8 years to testify, hey, saying to her lawyer, who's still trying to get money from him because wanted to sue for more child support while he's in prison. Got to reinstate that. For more child support. And she decides, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. He didn't actually beat me. He didn't do anything. He actually was taking care of the children. I was out with another man.
What?
And I'm sitting here like,
a dumbass.
What? Are you fucking kidding me? And you want to know something? He doesn't get anything back. No extra money back for having to give up everything he had in prison.
Sitting in prison for 8 fucking years.
No time off or anything.
Lied?
Oh yeah, he doesn't get anything extra. Nope. He just gets tossed out of prison. He's ruined his job. He's ruined his career. Nothing. His family won't talk to him. Destroyed. And she doesn't get any single repercussion by. She gets the kids. She continues her life. Nothing.
Where is like? There had to have been some sort of trial. There had to have been evidence. Crazy. Fucking crazy. Yeah. Crime case. Here we are. Okay, we're gonna end it here, folks.
Yeah, now we're just kind of rambling, but
I don't mind rambling.
Thank you all so much for joining us on episode 37. Don't forget to check out the medias. Go to YouTube, The Whole Magazine Podcast. I think it's The Whole Magazine, just The Whole Magazine. Go to the Facebook page, The Whole Magazine Podcast. We're on X as well. check us out. Leave questions and comments.
X.
And
That's
as
Twitter.
always, yeah, no,
It's Twitter, right?
it was Twitter.
Okay.
And as always, have a good one.
Deuces.